turn our videos off or keep them on, or?
You could just leave them on for
Okay.
now.
I think you're muted.
Welcome to the Virtual College Exploration for all Illinois students, sponsored by the Illinois Association for College Admission Counseling and StriveScan. Thank you so much for joining us. A few housekeeping notes before we go ahead and get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type any questions you have to our presenters at any time. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. This is just one of the many different sessions happening, so be sure to check out the full schedule at IACAC.org. The presentation is being recorded and will be available within about a week at the same website, IACAC.org. So thank you. I'd now like to turn it over to our presenters.
Hi, everyone. My name is Cassie Cunningham, and I'm the admission counselor that works with all students from the state of Illinois. I'm really excited to have you guys here this evening to learn a little bit more about the University of Akron. And I'm joined with a current student at the University of Akron, Caitlin, and I'll let her go ahead and introduce herself real quick when I'm setting up the PowerPoint.
Hi everyone, my name is Caitlin. I'm a current sophomore at the University of Akron, and I'm studying human resource management with a minor in psychology.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Caitlin. So I'm going to go ahead and get started and just sharing a little bit of information, and then I'll give you guys an opportunity to chat with Caitlin a little bit later at the end. And like I said, feel free to use the Q&A feature at any time to ask any questions that you have. So we have a lot of reasons that that students choose the University of Akron, but here are just a few. Namely, we have outstanding academic programs, which I'll share with you a little bit later about the different programs that we do offer. And our students do have opportunities for real-world experience at the University of Akron. And we are very happy to report that 92% of our spring 2018 graduates had a job within their field within 6 months of graduation or sooner, or they decided to go on to continue their education. So maybe they went to med school or stayed on campus at our full law program, or a variety of other options as well. We do have a very beautiful and safe campus with more than 80 different buildings over 218 acres. So our campus is located in downtown Akron, and Akron is the 5th largest city in the state of Ohio. So there's plenty of things to do on campus as well as off campus. We also have a very vibrant campus life with over 340 different clubs and organizations to join, and we are a Division I athletic program who participates in the Mid-American Conference. So just to give you guys a little background on the campus size of the University of Akron, we do have 19,000 students on our campus, and our student population is very diverse. We have over 70 different foreign countries represented in our student body, as well as 46 different states. So like I said, a lot of opportunities for you to learn a lot about the world around you without necessarily having to leave the University of Akron's campus or the city of Akron. The city of Akron itself is very diverse as well. And then here we have a list of our average credentials or profiles for our 2019 freshman class. So you can see that we enrolled right about 3,000 students in 2019, and their average GPA and test scores are listed here as well. We'll talk a little bit more about the academic GPA and test score requirements and things like that for admission, but please know that we are test optional this upcoming school year. So if you're a senior who is looking to apply to some colleges and universities this fall, we are test optional. So keep that in mind as we're reviewing the additional information. Here's a list of our popular areas of study. We have a wide variety of different academic programs with over 200 different options to choose from. But here we have a list of our popular programs that our students are enrolled in. And just to give you a few pieces of background on some of our popular areas of study, engineering is our largest academic program at the University of Akron. It is the most popular, as in the most number of people are enrolled in that, as well as the most well-known for the University of Akron. We have the 5th largest or oldest co-op experience, which is a fancy word for internship. So our students do have an option to extend their academic experience at the University of Akron for engineering to 5 total years. You only pay for 4 years, but the 5th year is a co-op experience. You normally do between 3 and 4 co-ops over your 5 years of academic experience at the University of Akron, and those are normally paid job experiences between $18 to $24 an hour. So it's a really great opportunity to increase that job opportunities at the end of graduation. We also are an AACSB accredited business school. So our College of Business is a very strong academic program as well. We are accredited in both accounting and business. So regardless of what academic program within the College of Business that you're thinking about, you can't go wrong with our College of Business. Our nursing program is also direct admit. We have 3 major health hospitals within, I would say, 3 miles of campus. So our students do have opportunities for hands-on experience at our College of Nursing as well. Our biology is very common for students interested in the pre-health professions, so pre-med, pre-dent, pre-pharm, a variety of other pre-professional programs. So biology, biomedical science, and biomedical engineering is very popular for pre-health students. And we are a Tier 1 research facility. So if you're thinking about going into the STEM fields, we have plenty of opportunities for research. Our students really do get involved in research at the University of Akron. We also have a very strong College of Education. And our College of Education is actually partnered with the LeBron James Family Foundation. So LeBron James was born and raised in Akron, Ohio, and he does have his own elementary, middle, and high school downtown in Akron called the I Promise School. So our students do get hands-on experience at that high school or elementary school or middle school as aspiring teachers. So we do have opportunities for students to get hands-on experience at other local high schools and middle schools and elementary schools, but I always like to mention the LeBron James connection as well. And then we do have a few other academic programs that are very popular. The sports science and wellness is like exercise science, so students interested in pre-physical therapy or occupational therapy. Again, psychology is another strong field because of the research opportunities we provide to students. And then computer science and computer information systems are kind of paired with our College of Engineering as well. And then we do have a full art school with a lot of different art options. So whether that's graphic design, jewelry making, metal smithing, printmaking, we have multiple options within the Meyer School of Art. And then communications within sports media or just normal communication. We also have a public social media certificate as well for students. So we do have our own radio station and TV station for students interested in communications. We do have a lot of academic support at the University of Akron. So namely, we do have very small class sizes. So even though we have 19,000 students on our campus, you can see our class sizes between 25 and 30 students. We also offer free tutoring to all students, so there's no additional cost for that. And our faculty really are dedicated to student success. We encourage our students to connect with our faculty. And Caitlin will talk a little bit later about how some of her relationships with her professors have really exceeded her expectations as a student. We do have a lot of outside of the classroom experiences for our students, so whether that's study abroad or research like I had mentioned earlier, and our Career Center is awesome. They provide a lot of support to our students when they're looking for jobs or internships or co-op experiences. Our Career Center's most unique option that we have is our Career Closet, where students can rent out a variety of different styles and pieces of business professional attire that they may have left at home or just didn't have in their wardrobe that they can use for a business professional presentation or internship or job opportunity interview or something like that. And because of all these wonderful things that our campus provides, like the Career Center, research, hands-on experiences, close faculty to student relationships and ratios, we are very proud to report that 92% of our spring graduates have a job within their field, like I had mentioned earlier. So that is very exciting, and it's well above the national average, which is normally about 85%. We have a lot of opportunities to get involved on campus. So that does include National Greek organizations that are pictured down on the left-hand corner. We do have a lot of different fraternities and sororities. So if that's something you're interested in, we have plenty of opportunities for you to join the Greek community. We also have intramural and club sports, which are housed through our Recreation and Wellness Center. And so those are very popular options for students that maybe played sports in high school and they are interested in staying competitive and staying active and fit. We also, like I had mentioned earlier, have the TV station and radio station. WZIP is our radio station, ZTV is the TV station, and you do not need to be a communication student or major to get involved in that, so that's pretty unique. We also have a marching band. We have multiple a cappella groups on campus. We also have esports. So esports is pictured up on the center photo, and our students do have a varsity option to compete at, which is just like any other athletic sport or anything like that. So our students are recruited. They compete at a national level. We are the 3-time national champions of Rocket League, and we have multiple other games that our students participate at the varsity level, including Hearthstone, League of Legends, Rainbow Six Siege, and a lot of other options too. So if you're interested in esports, we do have our own esports website that you can check out, but that one is a very popular campus life organization that some students are starting to look for. And then you can see down at the bottom right-hand corner, we have our mascot Zippy playing with a baby kangaroo. Zippy is a female mascot, and she is a kangaroo. Zippy is one of only, I think, 3 collegiate mascots that is a female. And you know that Zippy is a girl or a female because she has a pouch in the front, and female kangaroos are very protective over their joeys, and we find that our faculty and our staff and just the entire University of Akron community is very protective over the students that we have on campus. So that is kind of like, a symbol of why we chose Zippy as our mascot. So again, I mentioned we are a Division I athletic program. So if you are interested in looking for a school that has very competitive athletic programs, we definitely would be a great place to start looking at. And then we, like I mentioned earlier, are part of the Mid-American Conference, or the MAC, and our students do get free admission to go and cheer on their Zips at any home athletic event. We do have a lot of options for living on campus, ranging from traditional, which is normally what you think of when you think college, where there's a bathroom down the hall with the entire floor sharing that restroom. We have suite styled, which are like hotel-styled bathrooms or rooms where you don't have to leave the residence hall room to use the restroom. It's just a shared or private restroom with you and your roommate. And then we also have apartment-styled options as well for students that would like a fully furnished apartment with a bedroom, bathroom, kitchen, living space area, and dining area. We only have a 1-year living on campus requirement for first-year students. So realistically, students who are first year are able to live in any of these options on campus. And then if you wanted to live off campus after your first year, you could move to a variety of our various partner location apartments or houses or townhomes or whatever in the area. Or you could stay as long as you would like on campus as well. Caitlin is a second-year student and she's on living on campus. So we do have plenty of room on campus if you'd like to stay past that first year. I did just briefly want to show you guys a quick video of some of our residence halls this evening. This is Spicer Residence Hall. This residence hall option has the in-suite restroom. So you can see that our residence halls have very bright rooms. This over here is the central air conditioning panel. All of our residence halls on campus do have central air conditioning. And then every wooden item comes with the room. So you can see that there's a desk, a chair, half of a little dresser or place to put your clothes and things like that. These people lofted their beds so they had a little bit of extra space. You can see that, again, it's very spacious. You have large closets that you can move around in any way that you would like. And then the bathroom is over in this area behind that door. It has a stand-up shower. It has a toilet, a sink, and a mirror that is a medicine cabinet. So there's some storage in these residence halls. The second residence hall I wanted to show you a video of is Spanton. This is a community-style restroom that is professionally cleaned multiple times a day by our staff on campus. This is also similar to Bulger. All of our residence halls on campus have a carbon copy or a twin. And then this is a more affordable option for some students, and it's centrally located on campus. So even though our campus is relatively small, it only takes about 15 minutes to walk from one side of campus to the other. Centrally located just means it's close to a lot of our academic buildings. So you can see this is kind of similar. All of the furniture is the same. You can move it in any way that you would like. You have the beds, the desk, the chair, the large closet. The central air conditioning panel is behind that door, and this specific room is a quad, which means there's another 2 students that live in that room, and then there's a shared community room, like a living room or a living space that students can share. So it would be a total of 4 people in 3 rooms. I also wanted to briefly touch on the application process and how it has been different this year than any other year. So our students can apply at the University of Akron's website at uakron.edu/apply, or you can apply through the common application. Either one is fine, and we don't care which one it comes through. We don't have a preference or anything like that. Once a student applies, we would just need their high school transcript in order to review their application for admission. That transcript can come from your high school counselor, and it can come through SCORE, Naviance, Parchment, whatever you use, or via email if they want to send it to the general admissions account. We also have gone ahead and went test optional for this upcoming school year, like I had mentioned earlier. So if you have had the chance to take the ACT or the SAT, you can feel free to send those scores to us, but you will not need them for admission or for scholarship consideration, which is really great. We also have gone ahead and waived our $50 application fee. So in the past, it was a $50 fee in the common application and our application to apply to UA. But this year, we've gone ahead and waived that both on the common app and our app. So you will not be prompted to submit a payment of any kind. We also do not require an essay or letters of recommendation, but if you'd like to send those to us, we certainly would review those with your application. We also have a Williams Honors College, which is for our students with a preferred criteria of at least a 3.5 cumulative GPA. We have also gone ahead and gone test optional for the Williams Honors Program as well. So typically students in the past years, we would want to see at least a 27 ACT or a 1280 on the SAT, but again, we are test optional. So you can go ahead and apply for the Honors Program. It is a separate application with at least a 3.5 cumulative GPA. And Caitlin, the student who has joined us this afternoon or this evening, is also a Williams Honors Scholar. So she can answer any questions and she'll talk a little bit more about the student perspective. But some additional perks about joining the Honors Program is the additional scholarship. You get priority registration, which means you can register for your classes early to ensure that you're getting the classes that you want with the professors or the instructors that you want. Additionally, you'll have an honors advisor, and again, you'll have an advisor or an academic advisor within your academic program. So for honor students, you would have 2 advisors. So if you were an engineering student, you'd have an advisor within the College of Engineering, and you'd also have an advisor for the honors program as well. If you'd like to be considered for our prestigious scholarships, which are our top dollar academic honors scholarships, you would have to apply by January 4th to be considered. And just to give you a good idea, 14% of our incoming freshmen in 2019 were admitted to the honors program based on their academic credentials, activities, honors, things like that. So again, it is a separate application that students can work on after they've been admitted to the University of Akron. The other thing I wanted to touch upon is our scholarship opportunities. We do have the Akron Guarantee Scholarship, which is automatic when students apply. And since we are test optional, we will review students for this scholarship with at least a 3.0 cumulative GPA only. In addition, students who are eligible for the Akron Guarantee Scholarship are also eligible for the out-of-state specific scholarship for you guys, the Akron Advantage Scholarship. So that Akron Advantage Scholarship is a flat $3,000 for students who at least have a 3.0 cumulative GPA. If you receive that, again, you would receive the Akron Advantage that starts at $1,000 and can go all the way up to $7,500. We do have additional scholarships available to students, which are listed under Apply for More. These are internal scholarships, but they're separate applications. So again, the first 2 that are in bold are automatic as long as students have those credentials when they apply. And the other 3 are additional scholarships you can apply for in a, with a separate application, but through the University of Akron. The Akron Guarantee is pretty cool because it starts at an initial award of either $1,000 or $7,500. And then as long as you're making progress towards your degree, we're going to give you more money. So after 30 credits or going into your second year at the University of Akron, we're going to upgrade your scholarship by $500. And then after your second year by $750. And then by your final year, you're being upgraded by $1,000. So for example, if you started out at $1,000, you've created a scholarship that is over $3,000 by your last year. So our students really like that Akron Guarantee because they can get some more money as they, are staying academically on top of everything. The FAFSA does come available in only a few weeks for our seniors. If you need any assistance completing the FAFSA, we'd be happy to assist. So you can always reach out to me, your admission counselor, or our financial aid office, and we can set up virtual, individualized appointments for you to receive assistance with walking through the FAFSA. And then here are our tuition rates for the 2020-21 school year. You'll look at the non-Ohio resident on the right-hand side in the gold box. You can see that if a student takes between 12 and 18 credit hours, our students are looking at $15,500 for tuition, and then our housing rates and our meal plans vary depending on which housing option they choose and which meal plan they would like to use. Because I had mentioned earlier, we have a lot of different housing options. We have the 3 traditional suite styled or apartment styled, and then we do have a lot of different meal plans. We have about 3 different options for students who live on campus, so it really depends on all of those factors. Remember that if you have at least a 3.0 cumulative GPA, you're getting the Akron Advantage, which is $3,000, and you're also going to be eligible for the Akron Guarantee, which ranges again anywhere from $1,000 to $7,500. So without any assistance from us, without any assistance from the federal government or any external scholarships you might be eligible for or receiving, you're looking between $26,000 and $30,000 a year to attend the University of Akron. So we are one of the most cost-effective colleges in Ohio. So just price-wise, we are pretty competitive. And I know in Illinois, we also are very competitive for an out-of-state tuition as well. So here we have a list of our important dates. Right now, we're in between August 1st and October 1st. So right now, the focus is applying to the University of Akron, getting your application in and reviewed. Once we receive all of your application materials, so that would be your application itself and your transcript, for sure. And then again, if you'd like to submit test scores, you'd be more than welcome to, along with any letters of recommendation or a personal statement. Those 3 things are optional, not necessary. But once we receive students' applications and materials, it typically takes us anywhere from 1 to 2 weeks to, on average, to get you an admissions decision. So we do have a pretty quick turnaround. So then the FAFSA becomes available on October 1st. So you'll want to get that going. And we do encourage students to submit the FAFSA to us by December 1st so that right after the holidays are done and we get back into the office after the new year, we can go ahead and start sending out financial aid letters. At the University of Akron, we also have the opportunity for students to self-select their residence halls. So rather than just listing 2 or 3 residence halls that you'd be interested in living at, and then the residence life office can choose which residence hall or room you'd like they'd like to place you. At the University of Akron, as a first-year student, you do have the opportunity to pick what residence hall you want to live in. So it's very similar to Ticketmaster, where when you go to an athletic event or a concert, you're not just saying, oh, I'll sit anywhere, it doesn't matter. You're picking which section you want and which seat you want. At the University of Akron, that's exactly how we select residence halls. So you'll be able to log in sometime in May and go in and select the residence halls for about a month. You have that opportunity, and then you can say, I want to live in, Spicer. I loved that video, and I want to live on the third floor in room 301. As long as that room is available, you can go ahead and reserve that, and then you know exactly what room you're in, and you already know your roommate as well. And then we do encourage students to let us know by May 1st if they plan to attend and join us at the University of Akron. Oops. So again, I'm joined here by a current student, Caitlin. She is a sophomore here at the University of Akron, and I'm going to let her tell you guys a little bit about herself and some of the activities that she's involved with at the University of Akron.
Thanks, Cassie. So again, my name is Caitlin. I am actually a sophomore from the University of Akron. I am also an out-of-state student. So I came to Akron from a small town outside of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania called Swickley. So I am familiar with sort of that out-of-state experience. If any of you would be interested in coming to the university from Illinois, from out of state, I'm going to kind of speak to that a little bit. So the way that I made UA my number one choice as opposed to something that was within Pennsylvania, within my own state, was the amazing business program that Akron has. So the business program, as Cassie mentioned before, is AACSB accredited in both business and accounting. So being a human resource management major, I am in the College of Business, and I will be receiving that accreditation with my degree when I graduate. Also, some extracurricular activities were really important to choosing my school and choosing Akron. So they have an amazing symphony orchestra on campus, which I participate in as I do play the cello. And I'm not majoring in music, but I'm still able to participate in it because it's open to non-music majors, which is really awesome. So in terms of my major, again, human resource management, I'm taking a minor in psychology. As far as my internship experience goes, within the College of Business Administration, they have a lot of internship and academic experiences like co-ops and items like that. I was able to get an internship within Human Resources Department of an environmental and civil environmental consulting firm for engineering. Obviously, I was working in the Human Resources Department, so I wasn't doing anything with engineering. But it was really awesome to be in that kind of atmosphere and just learn a lot about what human resources, what my major looks like out in the real world. And I was able to gain that experience really early on in my academic career. I was able to do that this past summer, which was between my freshman and my sophomore year. So awesome opportunities in the College of Business for internships, co-ops, and items like that. Next, here we have the Emerging Leaders experience. So when I was a freshman coming into the University of Akron, I wanted to give it my all, and I wanted to make Akron my home. So I found out about the Emerging Leaders program, and the Emerging Leaders program is a freshman-only program for students who want to get really involved and help facilitate events and collaboration on campus. So the Emerging Leaders, they help with moving in all of the other residents after themselves moving in about 1 week earlier when classes are supposed to start. So I believe it would have been this year. We moved in on August 24th, would have moved in just a week prior to that. We do some training about leadership. We do customer service training, and we just get really involved right from the get-go. We help with move-in, and then throughout the year, we're doing a bunch of other activities, such as our 909s and 717s, which are events that are put on for residents in that are living on campus. And these are like shows and singers that come and perform and other stuff like that. So yeah, the emerging leaders experience really made my freshman year amazing. The way that I kind of like to describe it to people is you pretty much get free friends that you're in the program with. You're always going to see a friendly face on campus that, hey, I remember them from training week, and hey, we're actually in a class together now that's geared specifically towards emerging leaders. So it's a really great opportunity. I would definitely recommend it to anyone, especially someone who, like myself, was a little bit nervous about kind of going from like a small town or somewhere I was comfortable into like a totally different state, into something I didn't really know all that well. So yes, amazing experience with the emerging leaders. And then in terms of my other campus involvement, I went on from being a freshman in the Emerging Leaders program last year to now being a mentor for the current emerging leaders. So I'm a sophomore now, and I'm serving as a mentor for the freshmen that are here this year at Emerging Leaders. So I kind of guide them through the process of being the emerging leaders, serve as a resource for them and items like that. The AK Rowdies, this is a really awesome student organization on campus that really emphasizes getting out there and supporting our zips in sporting events. So there's a special section where the AK Rowdies, the rowdy student section of the attendees at the events go, and we're shouting, we're supporting our zips, we have signs and we have banners, and Zippy comes over and joins us, and it's a really amazing experience to kind of be a part of those like rowdy and really fun and supportive people. As I mentioned briefly as well, when I was talking about the what made my experience really awesome and why I chose UAkron instead of like an in-state school from Pennsylvania, was the symphony orchestra program. So I'm involved in that, even as a non-major. A non-music major. Women in Business and UASHRM, those are two major specific organizations that I'm a part of. So I'm a part of Women in Business, and then UASHRM, which stands for the Society for Human Resource Management. Those are major specific to business students. And then I'm also a Williams Honors Scholar, so I did get that designation when I applied. I submitted a application, and now I'm really involved in the Honors College, and I'm taking a couple specific classes that are for Honors College students, and just getting a really well-rounded experience with my more general education classes. So yeah, that's a little bit about my experience so far.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Caitlin, for sharing that information. I just had a question for you about your academic experience. What would you say has set your academic experience apart? Like, is there anything specific that the College of Business has done, or your internship, or being an honors student that just has really exceeded your expectations of at the University of Akron?
Yeah, that's a great question. So within the College of Business at the University of Akron, I really feel like the instructors and the professors care a lot about the students that are within the major. They recently added a $5 million building called the Professional Development Building, and that's really focused on getting the College of Business students internships, getting them real-world experience to help them be a more well-rounded applicant for the jobs that they might be going for once they graduate. So they added the professional development. They have really understanding and helpful and caring professors. And they also have great connections. So they have partnerships with Smuckers, with Goodyear, and with a lot of other large companies that are willing and ready and willing to hire University of Akron students, maybe even setting them up for a job like even a year before they are set to graduate, because they know the reputation that the University of Akron has for producing really great and qualified students once they graduate.
Awesome. I love that building. It's probably one of my favorite places on campus. It's just so beautiful. And you can really tell that there's a lot going on there. So the Akron area, like I had mentioned earlier, is the 5th largest city in Ohio. So there's a lot of things to do in the area. whether it's recreational activities. We do have 13 different metro parks in the area. So if you like to walk or bike or hike or just be outside and get off campus, you can do that within, 5 minutes or miles of campus. We have a lot of restaurants. So if you're a foodie, there's a lot of opportunities to try some new things. And then we do have an art museum downtown. We're only about 3 blocks from downtown, so we are very close for those opportunities. So the art museum is free for all students with their zip card. That's their student ID. We have the Akron Rubber Ducks, which is the farm team, the minor league baseball team for the Cleveland Indians. So you can see some pretty great rising MLB stars at that site. Sometimes you can see some rehabilitated MLB Indians as well. They normally will go there if they are injured and they're trying to get back into playing. And they have a lot of promotional events as well, like fireworks and dollar dog nights and things like that. And then downtown Akron at Lock 3, we have our largest outdoor ice rink in Ohio. So during the colder months, our students are able to go down, walk either a few blocks or catch the Rue Express, which is our free shuttle transportation for Akron students only that goes within the city limits. And they can go ice skating, rent their skates themselves, and grab a hot chocolate all for free. So Caitlin, my question for you is, given all of these wonderful opportunities in the city of Akron, is there a specific spot in the city that you really enjoy spending time at?
Yeah, there is. So my favorite place to go, just like out with friends or even on my own sometimes, is Chill Ice Cream. It's like a special like artisan ice cream shop that's actually like underground in kind of like a basement situation, but it's like the vibes are so cool and the ice cream is even better. So I love hitting up that spot when I'm in downtown.
Yeah, I love Chill. I've been there a few times as an employee, and my favorite, they have a lot of unique flavors. So it's not your traditional vanilla and chocolate and strawberry. My favorite one that they have is a root beer float ice cream. It's sorbet, and then their homemade Madagascar and vanilla ice cream, and then it's kind of put together as a root beer float. They also have one that has grape soda. They have another one that has creamsicles, and they have just very unique options. So I agree with Caitlin. That is one of my favorite spots in the city of Akron as well. And then just real quick before we open it up to questions, Caitlin, do you have any final advice for these future zips?
Yeah, I would really say just say yes to more things and take every opportunity that you have. You know, this is a really big time in your life where, you know, you're having freedoms that you might not have had before. You're meeting new people, you're seeing new things. And I would just say to anyone going into college, obviously, we hope you come to UA because it's awesome, but especially just take everything, like, take every opportunity, say yes, and have fun.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Caitlin, for joining us this evening. I'm sure our prospective students have really enjoyed hearing from you, as it's not all fun to hear just me talk. I like some diversity, some change. So I just wanted to share with you guys real quick, again, before we open it up for questions, our social media information. So we do have our Life as a Zip Instagram account, which is pretty cool because it has daily student takeovers. So you can meet students just like Caitlin on this Instagram page where they'll show you what they do on campus. They'll show you what classes they go to, where they go off campus for coffee or a favorite site. And then you can see even here that another student's favorite spot is also Chill, that ice cream place we were just talking about. So that's a great way to see what campus is like. We are open for visitors. We have very small capacities of visitors that are able to come and check out campus. We are located about 6 to 6.5 hours away from the Chicago suburbs. So if you would like to come out to visit, we have plenty of opportunities during the weekday. And then we also do have opportunities virtually as well. So if you'd like to check us out virtually, you can go to uakron.edu/visit. And then this is my contact information. I'm the main contact point for any student from the state of Illinois. So you can feel free to take that information down and contact me either by call, text, or email with any questions that you have. But we're going to go ahead and open it up to questions. So if you have any questions that you want to ask either myself or Caitlin, feel free to write those into the Q&A box. If you don't have any questions, you can feel free to log off. That concludes our presentation. But thank you guys so much for joining us this evening. It was really great to share some additional information about the University of Akron and why it is such a wonderful place to call home. So I hope to be in touch with you soon. Feel free to reach out with any questions. But like I said, if there's nothing else that I can answer or help you with right now, have a great rest of the evening. And thank you again so much for joining us. But we'll hang out here until all the attendees have left to ensure that we've answered all of the questions that you guys have.
I also want to say thank you for joining us. When you do close the window to exit, there will be a link to a very quick 4-question survey. We'd really appreciate any feedback you can provide. Also, this was just one of the many sessions being hosted, so be sure to sign up for additional sessions online at IACAC.org. In about a week, you'll be able to find this session's recording as well as the other session recordings, again, at that same website, IACAC.org. And thank you so much again.